Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Michael. Welcome to
Healthcare Solutions, the only show that answers our customers' healthcare IT problems.
All right, so we're the evolution of a call center into a call-in talk show. So let's get to our first caller.
Hi guys, I'm Dave, an SMB reseller in the Midwest. I have a potential new customer, a healthcare institution. It is a larger customer than I normally deal with, and if I were to win the business, it would be triple my credit line. Obviously, we don't have a long history together, and I think I need Ingram Micro to back me up on this one. I don't think I can handle this alone, but I wanted to be able to go after some bigger fish.
Well, Andrew, it sounds like you need some answers and some confidence.
Yep, before you pull the plug on this one, Dave, let's talk to Michelle from our finance team.
That's a great question. And this is a common issue in the healthcare marketplace as they tend to have, very large projects. So our goal is to create a partnership where you have the confidence to go after all healthcare opportunities. Our most popular option is Direct Express Complete. So this program can provide you, additional credit capacity needed so that you can confidently go out and bid on these larger healthcare opportunities. Plus, Ingram will take on the credit risk. So I like to think of this program as more of an end-to-end financial solution where we approve and accept an end user PO. We're going to ship the product. We'll invoice the healthcare, end user in your name with your logo. End user is going to send payment to our lockbox, and then Ingram will ACH the proceeds back to you once we get paid. I have partners that leverage this program for one-time big deals that they have. And then I have others that use the program to facilitate all of their business with a specific end user. And this really helps alleviate any line pressure that they experience on their trade line of credit. So whatever is the best fit for your business. And the cool thing about this program is it's not going to interrupt your normal sales interaction with Ingram or your customer. Orders are placed on a secondary account we create, and you'll have access to your orders and shipment status as well as to your invoices. So your day-to-day business will not be interrupted. So thanks again for your question, and we are here to back you up and help you win big deals.
All right, that's great info, Michelle. Thank you. Let's go ahead and take the next caller.
Hi, this is Sarah from Detroit. I love that financing option, but it kind of has me thinking. We have a great solution using mobile devices and voice, and I think it would be a great solution in healthcare. Is there anything special we should think about when trying to sell this to a healthcare customer?
All right, Andrew, I think we need to talk to Bruce for this one.
That's a great question because healthcare is a very unique vertical. One is I would suggest first and foremost to understand the workflow. Workflow is still king in healthcare. Safety is number one, but workflow really is king. So you'd want to have those discovery calls around the software systems and make sure those are interoperable. So the EHR, the electronic health record solution and software that has been implemented at the facility should be fully in your discovery and checklist protocol. Two is make sure when you're quoting and selling devices as a solution that you look at the disinfectant ready plastics that are available for the manufacturer. These are mobile devices that then are encased in more hardened and true plastics that will withstand all of the solvents that are wiped down at the facility. You'll be involved with the infectious disease control panel, and those regimes and protocols will be discussed. So that's a good, unique value add that you bring to the table as a reseller. And that leads me to number three, which is really a wireless infrastructure that is secure and robust because at the hospital system, very high benchmark, right? 100% reliability for technology products is a very high benchmark. So let's make sure that you do due diligence and talk to them about their robust and secure wireless infrastructure.
It's always good to hear from Bruce, but let's get on to our next caller.
Hi, I'm Bill. I cover a few medical clients in Northern California. I couldn't agree more with that last point. We put in a solution recently, and I'm concerned about some of my healthcare customers' infrastructure. Of course, it's critical, and they're complaining about some drops and delays.
Drops and delays on the network aren't fun for anyone.
Especially the patients.
Let's hear from the expert.
Thanks for the question. Actually, it's a great question, one that I'm frequently given by many resellers and end users. My job is to help with resellers and end users design their network so they operate properly from a wireless perspective. So let's talk directly about intermittent networks in healthcare. A large problem with a lot of these networks, especially as the use cases grow with these networks. But what we're really talking about here is doing a forensic or a troubleshoot. When we go into a network that's having issues, latency, drop calls, that kind of thing, we're really looking at the physical layer of the network, and we're trying to make sure that all of it's operating properly. So when we do a troubleshoot, we do, first of all, a passive survey. And in that passive survey, we have devices that's spectrum analyzers, and we use those devices to record everything in the RF spectrum that's going on inside the network. We can look at both the Wi-Fi interferers and the non-Wi-Fi interferers by looking at the actual waveforms that this device actually records. So we walk through the entire facility, we record everything that's going on, and we look for interference sources both inside the network and possibly your neighbors. And then we try to develop mitigation strategies to fix those problems, whether it's a configuration change on the end user's end or making various trade-offs in order to get the best performance out of the network. So that's the quick answer of how we go about doing troubleshooting. We look for Wi-Fi and non-Wi-Fi interference. We use very specific channel sets to make sure that the clients can talk to the access point effectively, and that should really clear up most of the issues. We do offer two other types of assessments that you should be aware of. The first is when designing new networks, there's an assessment type called a predictive survey, and a predictive survey really doesn't send anybody on site. They use industry accepted algorithms and a very sophisticated RF software package to predict, and that's where the word predictive comes from, what the performance of a Wi-Fi network would be inside a building. Now, the downside is since nobody went there to record what's going on, if there's interference sources, etc., you really should do what's called a validation rescan. And we always offer that as an option when we do a predictive. And that sends somebody on site similar to a troubleshoot after the equipment's installed. They do a quick walk around. We bring it back, we take a look and make sure that the network is working optimally. If not, we provide mitigation strategies, maybe an AP move by a couple of feet or channel changes to fix the problem. The last I'll touch on quickly is called an active survey. An active survey takes the chosen access point, puts it on a telescoping pole with a battery pack, lifts it up into a place where the RF engineer believes that that is the best spot for it, so it'll perform optimally for the application that's going to be used. And they measure that until the signal dies. And then they repeat that almost like cell phone coverage, where they overlap the cell so you get a good continuous signal as you walk through the environment. By doing a bespoke design specifically for that building and for the access points that are going to be installed, we can guarantee the performance of the network long before anybody perceives it as a quote-unquote problem. Plus, we can future design it to some degree so that as you start adding more applications onto the wireless network, such as bedside note-taking, et cetera, for nurses or doctors, that the network will still perform to an adequate level to support that. So those are the three main types of surveys that we offer and help you out with all your wireless networks. And in closing, to reach our sales staff, either Brad Banas or Matt Gorman, you can email to dxsolutions@ingrammicro.com and get in touch with them if you haven't met them before. And they'll guide you through this process and get us engaged so we can figure out how to help your end users. So thank you for your time, and hopefully that answers your question.
Great info.
All right, let's listen to the next caller.
Hey, this is Tim from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. The wireless assessment sounds great, but I am a little concerned about the bigger picture of a customer's entire infrastructure. I haven't sold into healthcare long, and I have a new hospital client. I was able to suggest one solution I know would be helpful, but I'd like to play a little more hands-on, consultative approach. I'd like some help in creating a longer-term roadmap. Where do I find the healthcare expertise to lead this customer going forward?
All right, great question. Cue the expert.
Well, thanks for asking. So my name is Joe Cusimano. I'm the vendor business manager here within our emerging business group. And one of the up and coming vendors we have is an organization called Pixel Health. They offer a very unique infrastructure assessment based on HIMSS analytics. Now, this benchmark itself is called Infram Plus, and what it's going to do is not just provide a 1-year roadmap, but a 3 to 5 year roadmap, bringing the needs of the hospital leadership, clinicians, and IT staff all together under one. Where Pixel Health can come in is they're run by former CMOs and CMIOs that utilizes a bench of doctors and clinicians that they themselves have on staff and have lived in the shoes of your client, right? This is a huge benefit to most of our partners who can't afford to keep a doctor on staff, right? They cover 5 different areas of infrastructure. So not just wireless assessments, which is part of it, but they also cover transport, collaboration, security, mobility, and data center. Now, this assessment and roadmap that it creates on average uncovers $2 million worth of additional IT spend for our VARs. So please reach out to your Ingram Micro sales representative so you can get in contact with me and learn more.
Wow, that's excellent advice.
Yep. And I think we have time for one more call, so let's get to it.
Hi, this is Edwina in Coconut Grove. I need to do some upgrades at a medical office. I have a storage room with obsolete technology, but it's already kind of full. What do we do with all their old equipment? We can't just throw it away. It has very sensitive data.
Good question.
Release the expert.
That is an excellent question. And keeping assets in a room is a huge liability, especially in the healthcare market, because there is some pretty sensitive data that I'm sure you'd like to protect. Hi, I'm Carmen McCarthy. I'm the Senior Solution Development Executive for Ingram Micro's IT Asset Disposition Services. Ingram Micro is the leading provider in secure data destruction. We hold the highest certifications in the industry, ensuring that nothing that we pick up ends up in a landfill. Most of our pickups are actually done by our own Ingram Micro associates and Ingram Micro trucks, ensuring that good, strict chain of custody. We come out, we pick up, we palletize, and we shrink wrap that equipment, getting it to one of our facilities. Upon completion, we will not only provide you the certificate of destruction, but you will also receive a full detailed audit report by serial number of what was done to that asset. To understand and know more about asset disposition, you can reach us at itdisposition@ingrammicro.com. Thank you.
Well, Andrew, that went well.
Yep. Solving customer healthcare IT problems, that's what we do.
Well, thanks to all our experts.
And we'll see you next time on
Healthcare Solutions.